I know that there are many peace-loving Muslims in the world today. Whether you consider them to be true, authentic Muslims or compromised Muslims is a totally separate issue. I know that there are many peace-loving Muslims in the world today. I know there are many who abhor the violence associated with radical Islam, and in the name of Allah today, they abhor it, they hate it, they're embarrassed by it. I know many who are devoted to their families. I know many who, in their own way, are God fearing, God loving. No, I believe they're in error and they need the Lord Jesus, of course, but in their own consciousness, they're trying to please God and serve God. I know there are many people who are fine citizens of their nations who are Muslims. I understand that. So I am not blasting all Muslims here. I want to speak specifically to some comments made by the executive director and founder of CAIR, which is the Council of American Islamic Relations. Listen to these comments that he recently made.
He appeased extremist religious group in the United States, the evangelicals, who somehow erroneously believe that God commands injustice by recognizing the Israeli occupation of Palestine. We challenge these evangelicals who believe in God. How come they believe in injustice against Christians and Muslims in Palestine? We believe that Donald Trump is empowering Christian religious extremism in the United States, and that has to be scored.
Whoa. If you are an evangelical Christian, according to the executive director and founder of CAIR, Council of American Islamic Relations, you are an extremist. You are a religious extremist. If you believe that the Jewish people should have their own homeland in territory that is 1/650th of the largest surrounding Arab Muslim territory, if you believe that they should be allowed to go back to their own homeland, if you believe that the UN was right in recognizing Israel's right to a homeland, then you are a religious extremist. Obviously, this is on the heels of President Trump saying that, yes, we will officially recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital, which it is. It is the functioning capital of Israel. It has been since 1950. And before that, going back to 1000 BC. And it was never a functioning capital of Palestine or the Muslim or Arab world before that. Fact. These are simple facts. Let's go a little further here to say that what this gentleman is saying is that the Jewish people should not be in Palestine, period. This is what he's actually saying. They should not be there. The whole thing, in his view, is an occupation. Notice he spoke of Palestine as a whole, and it's oppressing Christians. Fact of the matter is, Christians have more liberty in Israel than they do under Hamas in Gaza Strip, or under the Palestinian Authority and the West Bank, or in any surrounding Muslim country. Christians have far more protections, far more liberties, and in these surrounding areas, if you convert from Islam to Christianity, you can be killed. In Israel, you convert from Islam to Christianity, or Christianity to Islam, and the government's not going to do anything because that's your right to do what you want to do. Let's also remember that CAIR, by a court of law, was found to be working with groups like Hamas. This is as far back as 2009, 2010. Let me share a little bit more with you about CAIR. Here, Nihad Awad was head of CAIR. August 22nd, 2014, it was reported that he stated that Israel, not ISIS or other global terror groups, quote, is the biggest threat to world peace and security. It targets civilians, has weapons of mass destruction, and doesn't respect international laws or values. So Israel, not ISIS, not other terrorist groups, Israel is the greatest threat to world peace and security. Extraordinary. You know what's also extraordinary? A major poll just taken in Israel, and the sizable majority of Israeli Arabs were proud to live in Israel and proud to be called Israelis. Striking, isn't it? Deborah Weiss, who has been outspoken, an attorney outspoken against CAIR for some years, said this. CAIR, again, this is the Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR appears to have three main goals. One is to silence all criticism of anything related to Islam, including Islamic terrorism. Second, it seeks to Islamize the workplace. And third, it works actively to hamper American national security. As I've looked at CAIR, my concerns have only increased. So, to the leaders of CAIR, I offer you a public debate. Let us have a public, civil, moderated debate on whether Israel is the real threat to world peace and security, whether evangelical Christians are religious extremists, or whether CAIR supports religious extremists. You have my open invitation today.